All right, so now we're going to talk about our booking system. This will hopefully round out sharing the booking information. So why do we want a booking system? What is a booking system? How do you work it? So that's what I'm going to share with you right now. So according to the stats that we shared a little earlier, so that at Brainshark, it takes 8 attempts to reach a prospect. So remember, this just isn't in Mary Kay, it's across the board in all sales. But definitely in Mary Kay, it takes at least on average 8 attempts to reach a prospect. So we're all super, super busy. So this is a way of reaching out to a person 6 to 12 times, but not being pushy. I would say probably one of the biggest concerns that all of us consultants have across the board, and I hear from people considering Mary Kay to us veterans in Mary Kay, is that I don't want to be pushy. And to that I'm always like, good, because I don't either, and I don't think any woman, we love to purchase, we love to try, but we hate to be pushed or feel sold anything. So this system allows you to be professionally persistent without being pushy. Okay, so I have some other stats that you might want to write down on a sheet of paper, because this will help you wrap your mind around the why that you want to work a system like this. So the first one is 48% of consultants never follow up with their referrals. 48% of consultants never follow up with their referrals. So if you've learned how to get them, which is one of the smartest things that you can do, you want to be one of the 52% that follows up with your referrals. 25% of consultants stop after they make their first contact, their first call. So 25% of consultants make it their second phone call and stop. That's it. 12% of contacts, 12% of contacts, okay, let me reword that. It's a video, but I'm just gonna redo it. Okay, only 25% of consultants keep going after the second time. So sorry, so 75% of people stop after the first time. So only 25% of consultants keep calling or contacting after their first try. Yeah. Only 12% of consultants keep making contacts after the third try. So they tried, only 12% of people try again to make a contact. Only 10% make more than 3 contacts. Only 10% of consultants make more than 3 contacts. I think it's interesting that there's about 10% of us that are red jackets and above. Interesting, coincidence, I don't know. Listen to this, this is like the bold-faced ones. 2% of people are booked after you have 1 contact. So 2% of people are booked on the first phone call. 3% are booked on the second. 5% are booked on the third. 10% of people are booked on the 4th contact. And 80% are booked on the 5th to 12th contact. Hello. Okay, that's the why. All right, let's talk about the what. What is this booking system? It's a system of calling and texting in a 1 to 2 week time period to up your results of booking success, of getting people to answer the phone, to say yes. And it's a way of using live voicemail scripts and texts that work, okay? So how do you do it? So it's best if you can give yourself like 45 minutes. It doesn't all have to be at one. Like say you're working a job and you get several 10-minute breaks here and there. You might take a break for 10 minutes and make some contacts, and then later do it again. So it doesn't have to be a chunk of 45 minutes, but it usually takes about 45 minutes to do the system 10 days. So we suggest doing 10 contacts, 10 what we call dials, dialing the phone, 10 times, or 10 dials, 5 to 7 days a week. Okay, obviously if you do it 7 days a week, you're gonna get higher results. The less you do it, you'll get lower results. So it's 10 dials and 10 subsequent texts to the same person afterwards. So what we do is we start with scripts, okay? On our website, there's a whole booking section and there's booking scripts. We've talked about the scripts in previous videos, so I don't feel like I'm going to drive this point home too much. You know they work, you know you want to use them, and you know there's one for everything. So the script doesn't change a lot except for the first few ways the first couple lines. And so there's new consultant scripts. And then there's scripts for, and what these scripts are is new consultant live script. So the thing that would be the best is if everybody picked up their phone. That would make our life so much easier. But that doesn't happen as often as we would like. So if you get somebody live though, believe it or not, that's what you want, because your incidence of them saying yes goes up so much more if you can get them live on the phone. So this is the live script for a new consultant. If she doesn't pick up though, then there's the voicemail. What do I leave on her voicemail? Okay, so this is what to leave on their voicemail. And then after that, there's a text. Okay, so we call this contact 1 and contact 2. You've called her, and then you've left then you've left a text. So you've contacted her 2 times. All right, and then I'll show you the tracking sheet in just a second. Then you're gonna wait 3 days, and you're gonna call her again if you haven't heard from her. Okay, you're gonna hope to get her live, but if you don't get her live, you're gonna go to day 2, voicemail, text. Okay, still don't hear from her. 2 days later, you're gonna call again. You're gonna hope to get her live, but if you don't get her live, you're gonna go to voicemail 3, which is kind of our breakup voicemail, and then text 3, which is our breakup text. It is crazy how many times people text me back after the breakup text. Like, no, I am interested, just been busy. So it really does work. It's really quite interesting and it's fun when you start doing it, believe it or not. So there's certain situations. There's ones for new consultant. There's ones for referrals. You got referrals at your party. What do you say if you get them live? What do you say voicemail, text? There's ones for if you handed out your business card. Okay, I have a new name. What do I say when I call her back? There's ones for if you did like a facial box or some type of booth. By the way, if you're doing that, ask me advice on how to do that well. I have failed forward there. So what do you say if you get her live? What do you say if you get her voicemail? So it goes through that system. If you want to jumpstart, if you're calling preferred customers, and then what do you say to people who are coming to a skincare class and they're bringing people with them. They've given you referrals, it's their color appointment, they're bringing people with them. Okay, we have a great tracking sheet that my wonderful friend and Offspring Sales Director Marina Unclard made, and it's a great way to track. So it's got a list for 10 names and numbers, and then you write down her name, her phone number, any other information, and then these little things say call, text, call, text, call, text, and then you can write any notes, okay? So when you're doing your 10 dials that day, you write everybody's name in here, and then when you call her, you put a little slash through it, and then when you text her, you put a little slash through it. Marina has put some color coding up here, like you can highlight in yellow if you voice text messaged her. You can do pink if you booked her, so that you can follow along with this if you like to color code. Some of you are basic like me, and I just do the slashes, and I just, but whatever works for you, you can make it pretty or you can make it simple. And the best way that I have found to do it is I go through and I do all 10 dials first, and hopefully I've gotten a hold of some people and booked a couple, but sometimes, some days it's all 10 dials and nothing. And then I'll go back and do the text so that the texts come a little later. Again, you could call them at 10 a.m. break at work and then text them even at 4 p.m. break at work. So you don't have to do them right after each other. In fact, I would suggest don't call text like that. Call, wait a little bit, same day, text back, okay? So say I did my 10 dials today and I was done. Took me usually 30 minutes to do 10 dials. Then I would go here and I have this little booklet, and today is Monday, okay, and this will tell you want to call them, then again 3 days later, so today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I would go to Thursday and I would put this in my Thursday file, okay? If the same person didn't, or I would write her name on a new sheet usually. I have sheets filled up in here. So I'd put her name on a new sheet and I'd put that this is number 2 time I'm calling her. Then say she doesn't answer again, that would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I would call her again on Saturday and put her name on the Saturday board. So hopefully that makes sense to all of you. So if you have 3 days worth, you guys, if you have 30 names and you have 3 days worth to call, you're in business, because you could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10, 10, 10. And then you're just, Thursday, you're starting to call some of the same people back again. You really get rolling. 30 is kind of a fun number. So if you have already 30 names you're in business, if you don't have 30, we start where we are, right? You call all 10, text the ones, there we go. Same for tomorrow and the next day. And then what happens is you're gonna get referrals from your parties, okay? I would say, besides how to close the skincare class, how to get referrals at your parties is like the number one thing that you want to learn, because you're going to keep that business going. So you guys have the audio of my skincare class that's on this website. Listen to that. I know if you're a new consultant, I've already told you this, but I'm going to tell you again. Listen to my skincare class until you are cracking the same jokes. You have written it into your flip chart. You are saying the same things, but the one thing to memorize, this is really the only thing I think you need to memorize at your skincare class. The rest you can read right off your flip chart, is how to get referrals. How to make it sound natural, because that's gonna keep your business going. Let me give you some extra tips about this system. I kind of told you this one already, but there is something about that 6th text. So remember, it's call, text, call, text, call, text. That breakup text, there's something beautiful about it. I don't know, there's so many women. I mean, there's some that still never contact me after that, but there's so many women that after the breakup one, they're like, wait. So make sure you keep going until that works. Call whenever works best for you. Just so you know, statistically, the best time to call to get a hold of people for booking and sales is 4 to 5 p.m. That may never work for you. So don't use that as an excuse. Be like, oh, it's not 4, so I can't call. Okay, so call whenever. It is very rarely that I call at the 4 o'clock hour. Call daily. If you can do 5 to 7 days a week, you guys, you are just never going to be frustrated, fascinated in your business. 10 dials a day will keep all of that away, okay? And it takes about 45 minutes to do the calls and texting. The only time it takes more is if you get a hold of a lot of people and book them, so it's a good thing. Statistically, the best days to call, but again, don't use this as an excuse, call every day. But statistically, the best day to call is Thursday. The second best is Wednesday. Situational tips, new consultants, practice with your director first. Okay, so new consultants, I told you this, but I'll tell you again, if you have not gotten on Voxer, that is a great app that you and I can use to go back and forth and walkie-talkie talk, so we'll talk about that. There is a voucher for you guys watching this video, practicing the script, and then calling me back or Voxing me back with that. So make sure, new consultants, right now that you are learning the new consultant script, you're practicing it, and then this is even what you're going to use on your friends and family, right? Because you could call your friends and family and just be like, girl, I need your face. Get over here. But I want you to practice with them so that when you're meeting referrals and people you don't know, you're comfortable with this script. So practice those scripts and then text me and box me and say I'm done, because remember, you get a prize for doing this practice booking. Let's see, I have a couple more tips, but I think we will, let's see if I can get through these tips. Yes, I can get through these tips. So referrals, remember there's some scripts for how to invite referrals to a color appointment party and without it. And remember to start, we actively seek out our referrals. So you'll hear a lot of direct sales, a lot of home parties, even people in Mary Kay, they leave inviting their guests up to their hostess. Well, a few years ago, a good friend of mine, top director Eileen Huffman, learned that if she took control of that guest list and she actually used our scripts and she was the one to call the guests instead of the hostess, 1, she got on it right away. 2, she was able to sell the sizzle, because a lot of times hostesses say something like, hey, I'm doing this Mary Kay thing, I need to have some friends, you don't have to buy anything or stay very long, but can you come? No thanks, right? So we sell them on like, what is this? In fact, they even want to bring friends. And I've had before where I've called somebody's guest list, called the hostess back or text the hostess back and been like, hey, your mom's coming, your best friend's coming, your sister's coming. And I've had them be like, wait, awesome, when is that again? So know that if you take control of that guest list and you call referrals, it's gonna be so much more. 4 to 5 times you'll book them more than the hostess will. 91% of customers say they can give referrals, or they would give referrals. Only 11% of salespeople ask for referrals. So I'm just gonna say these really quick. Master the flip chart at your facias. Memorize the page on how to get referrals. Listen to the audio, listen to the video. I already told you guys this. Rewrite it for yourself. Remember our KISS principle, which is attitude, preparation, and practice. Go into your calls with a great attitude. prepare, have the scripts, have all this ready, and then just practice. It's just practice. And then I think that's it. Let's see. Yes, I already told you that. All right, time to call your director. Thanks for tuning in. Happy booking.